Hey, it's Sayed Option. Good morning. Um, just want to make sure everything's good. Okay, the voice is good. All right. Okay, let's start this market recap with everybody's favorite this week, AMC. Let's see what happened. Okay, let me show you guys something really interesting about. It's Sayed Option. Good morning. Let me close my own voice. Okay, so what happened is a very easy way to make money is playing by this simple thing that I will show you now. Let me show you AMC. Okay, so AMC, as you can see in the weekly chart, it started, it gave a big jump. You can see here the weekly chart was upward, and anytime you see a weekly chart, the MACD, but when I say upward, means like look at this line, the MACD, how it is, how the angle is. When the angle is like that, like upward, like it's more than 45 degree, it means like anytime it can jump higher and higher, and it can run until I will tell you when. So I'm sorry, this was a monthly. So on the weekly you can see here, so this is 1 month, weekly and daily. So you can see here that the weekly here got a golden cross, and if you remember in January, or was it February, it went to 28 all the way, but it never gave a dead cross. So it means that there is a possibility that goes up again. So what happened is, in this situation, is best is use alert, in the baseline, and when it crossed that, that's when it's gonna get a squeeze. So anyway, we go here to 1 day. You can see here that in the 1 daily chart, the MACD here got golden cross and May 12th, and then that's when it starts running. Okay, but even if you still miss it, the most important thing is the 4 hour. You see here the 4 hour, it starts giving a golden cross here, and if you left behind here, you can buy it later because it still keep going. Just look at the TTM squeeze here. It keeps rising, and you can hold it until you get a good dead cross. So, you could have hold AMC. You could have bought it on the May 26, May 27, May 28. Any day you could have bought it, and until you get a dead cross. But remember, whenever you see a crazy day, a squeeze, the maximum can go higher is I want to see the top happens when there is a huge volume day and there's a huge jump. That's when the max is. So anyway, um, going back here, just showing you on the 1 hour chart. Let me show you on the 1 hour chart of AMC. So yeah, AMC, a lot of places get 1 hour, got a golden cross. So especially this week, I think, yeah, here you can see that the MACD got golden cross, and you can see the TTM squeeze like from the 1 hour. Oh, this is 30 minute. I'm sorry, from 1 hour here. Okay, so here when on the 14 starts running all the way here, and this day when it gets a golden cross here on the 1 hour, that was the best place to hold and sell at open because you gotta get that cross, and then if you want to risk again, roll over to next to higher target, and next day you can see at open again get a golden cross, but it was a soft one, and then starts running again, and then you get a dead cross pre-market. So anyway, it's tricky to play a squeeze names, and I always tell the best is whatever you play, if you win, use the profit from the win to roll over to higher strikes, and then just roll over the profit until you lose the last hand. That way you stay net positive. So don't go play bigger and bigger and bigger, in hoping that you make more bigger money, because otherwise the last hand that you lose is going to be a huge loss, and it's going to take all your profit off. Going over AMC, these are just showing you guys. This is the 1 minute chart, and then here we have the 5 minute, and then here we have 15, 30, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily, and weekly. The weekly is still up, the daily is still up, but the 4 hour gave a dead cross, so it's possible a little bit to slow down. But you know, it's AMC, the volume, the daily volume, as you notice, is still not a huge daily volume. That it's over when there is a huge red day with a huge volume. That's when everybody's cashing out. So right now you can see here that this day, you see how the big wall was the biggest volume, daily volume, and it rises. So and the next day is that it dropped a little bit. Even there wasn't a huge sell volume, so there is a still chance this gets a squeeze. Looking at let me show you these the levels. So we're looking at daily. Okay, so this is AMC. All right, so levels, as you can see, the maximum over time was 34.58. If you put the Fibonacci level, you get 161 at 54, 77, and 87.44. It didn't reach 87. It is possible to happen, but if it's gonna get squeezed too much, you know, you never know. It's crazy. It can't go to 140. It is possible. It's not impossible, but you never know. So anyway, let me detach this one. So yeah, this is about AMC. If you have any question, let me know. Otherwise, I'll move to another name. So yeah, let's go to next one. BB, somebody asked. Okay, same thing with BB. You know, that day they started squeezing again. The 4 hour. Let me go on the here. Show you guys here. BB. So yeah, BB had a squeeze back in January, and as you can see in the weekly, got a dead cross here, but again happened a golden cross here. So this might be a beginning of a squeeze on BB because it just got a golden cross. And yes, the thing is, here's about the squeeze. Right now, AMC was the leader, the runner, before GME was it. So GME has started, then others joined, but you know, the ones that joined late, and if when GME dropped, otherwise others followed too. So now AMC got a squeeze and went all the way to the top to 72. So now if AMC pulled back, otherwise others gonna follow too, which they already some did. You can see here BB, you know, went all the way to 20 and followed back down. So if AMC starts running more, there's a possibility other squeezes starts running again too, because they do have a good setup. But if AMC pulls back, then you know, everybody's gonna be, oh, a squeeze maybe is over, so there's gonna be, you know, people getting out. Because remember, and these volumes are just crazy. So anyway, going back to here, 4 hour, you can see here got a golden cross on MACD, and the TTM squeeze bars were great here. It gave 2 dark blue here, and then it starts rising here, and then boom, it starts rising. You can see here the daily, this RSI is coming out of the overbought zone. So right now it's a little bit dangerous zone. So and the 4 hour got a gold dead cross. So when you get a dead cross, you don't know how lower it's gonna go. So it's better you wait until you get a maybe let me show you on the 1 hour, at least on the 1 hour you get a golden cross, then jump back in it. So you see here BB went down here, got a dead cross here at the open. That was the time to sell and get out. So right now the best thing to do is wait, see if you get a golden cross on 1 hour. Is if 4 hour is giving you a TTM squeeze like yellow or something, you know, other indicator, a stochastic fast is giving you some hope, then you get back in it. Anyway, let's go back to the next name. What else did you guys ask? Okay, let's go over the general first market, SPX. So what happened was, you know, we were getting this week we were getting a weekly MACD dead cross on SPY here. You can see here it was a little bit getting sharp, like turning downward, but end of on Friday, because we had a better green day, so it became a soft MACD, and the VIX midweek was giving a golden cross on MACD. That's why I was getting a little bit bearish. But you can see here the VIX started pointing down again, and daily is very bearish on the VIX. So there is a little chance that we may have a bull run next to 2-3 months, which happened last year too. So what happened last year is in June and July, market starts going up crazy on June, July, August. So and the thing is, right now unemployment benefit, a lot of the states are ending it in June and July, and the mandate I think is maximum until the federal help is until September. So what happened is the unemployment rate, it's kind of guaranteed that in June and July and August is gonna go down significantly, which if that happens, it can push market a lot higher. But the problem is, as you notice on Friday, SPI was just making a new all-time high, but it was a very soft new all-time high. Yes, the weekly is kind of consolidation. When you see something like that, soft dead cross, and like the lines are coming to each other, it means consolidation ahead. And right now the daily is bullish up. The 4 hour is pointing very up. So it depends. If volume comes in, yes, market has a high chance to start run and push up. But if it doesn't come in, it may have a consolidation. But it's on the edge too. And the news comes, it can have a big drop because already is market on the top. So it's just being cautious. So going back, that's ES right now looks great on the 4 hour. There is a possibility we have a gap up and open because we got on Monday, because we got a bullish setup. So Tex looks not bad. They probably waking up. Apple is getting a little bit strong. I will go over there. And RUT, the small caps, because the squeezes happen all on these small caps, so it's pushing the RUT higher. But as you notice, RUT is in general is not getting too much bullish because other names are lagging behind. So it's just some specific names. I'm actually surprised why RUT isn't going too crazy up when GME was going up, and back in February, RUT was going crazy. But this season, not much that happening. Anyway, let's go back to this list I have here. Apple. Apple, what's interesting is it's gonna get probably more active and bullish, because right now in the statistic fast we got a golden cross, it's happening, but it's still on the TTM squeeze is pointing downward. But at the same time, daily is about to get a golden cross, 4 hours pointing up. So I mean, it's time to about go running. So my target first is 128, then goes 132, and if it starts running, then maybe we get a new all-time high. Remember, Apple has the event in June for developer or something. So going back to Amazon, Amazon is still lagging behind. The weekly is downward. It's in a range right now. So let me actually show you guys this. So Amazon, Amazon, it's actually building a big base. So you can see here this, and any name you see something like this happens. And here, look at here, the weekly got a golden and the monthly got a golden cross here on Amazon, and see how much run from 2000 all the way to 3600. So, and here right now we got on monthly, we got a dead cross, which is not a good sign. When the monthly get a dead cross, it's really bad. So anyway, right now it's not bearish. Okay, so yeah, it got a dead cross, but it doesn't show any it's still near all-time high. It's still not showing any weakness or anything. This kind of dead cross means that the bullet run is kind of over, so it's building a new base. And this kind of base, you just want to make alerts whenever it pass alert up, crossed it, then that's when you jump in, because that's a breakout. Yeah, so weekly is still pointing down. Daily, still in the range, so it's just going between this range up and down. All right, let's go to the next name, Nvidia. So Nvidia actually was really interesting. I have a target of 800. Let me show you my target. My maximum target I posted a while ago is 825.97. Okay, so let's show you guys Nvidia. Okay, Nvidia. So what happened is Nvidia was having a big kind of base range. As you notice here, look, it was a 589 and then coming all the way to like 495, and here you had a breakdown, but it was a fake one, and it was going up and down between this range. But once it broke this like 600 range, and you know that news that came out a couple of weeks ago, and they started making new all-time high, went all the way to 650, and this pullback was just a beautiful gift if somebody grabbed the long after that. So as you notice here, it came down, and here it gave it a golden cross on 4 hour. And you see here these candles, Lone Island, they call it. It starts just running up, 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 boom, and you get a couple days rest here, and it starts running. And I will show you the targets there. So here you can see the 4 hour gave a golden cross here, and even if, for example, let's say you bought a long one here, and you say, oh my god, I'm losing a lot of money, it went down, but still it's a valid setup to hold it, because still the MACD is on top of it, and the TTM squeeze is not significantly dropping. So for example, if you're playing long swings, and here you can see here it starts running, then the TTM squeeze, look how the bars keeps rising, and here, as you note here again, gave the blue bar, starts dropping, and then boom, starts running next to the new all-time high. It's really tricky when a name hits a new all-time high, because you never know when it's gonna be the top. But as I said, one thing I learned over time is when a name hits all-time high, best is wait for when it reaches your target number, either this, or wait for the 4 hour gets a golden cross. That's when you know the top is, that's it. For example, let me show you guys, I don't know, crypto lovers, BTC, if it comes. Okay, so here, for example, no, sorry, let me find my Bitcoin. Bitcoin, crypto, my BTC. Let me find the symbol that on TradingView I should post it here. BTC USD. It doesn't show. Where is my watch list? Okay, I will figure this out later. Yeah, okay. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I don't know why this doesn't come. Oh no, BTC USD. Okay, here. Okay, BTC. So as you note here, Bitcoin already got a weekly dead cross, and if you go back all the way here, when it hit the 20,000 in 2000, end of 2017, here look, it got a dead cross and went for a big consolidation, made a big base and then jump back up again. What happened is you never want to ignore the weekly dead cross. So for example, when it starts running, Bitcoin, when it starts passing 20,000 and the weekly starts being so bullish, you can note here how far it went up to 40, and then gave a dead cross on the daily. It starts running until it gave a dead cross, and it was around 40. That was the time to lock some gain, and then you could get him back into it again when you see again a golden cross. And so it went run again, and then after that, we got the Elon Musk tweets and stuff, and that was a big signal to jump in it when it was at 30 something, and run all the way to 60. Anyway, the combination of 4 hour, one daily and weekly and monthly together, it's perfect setup to pay attention to it when you want to play long or swing. But for day trading, the combination of 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour is the best of the best to pay attention to it, for like short period of time. But at the same time, when you day trade, and you trade based on 5, 15, 30, and 1 hour, you want to pay attention to the longer time frames, because you want to make sure the name has the strength. Like, for example, there is a name that, during the day gets bullish, but in the long term is very bearish. So it is a chance maybe it's a short term jump, but at the same time, because the long terms are bearish, it's not gonna be a continued jump. So for example, Netflix. Okay, Netflix. Let me get to next. Let me show you. Okay, Netflix. The weekly is very bearish. You see, the TTM squeeze is still not showing any signal or anything that, oh, this is over. It's gonna jump anytime sooner. Blah blah blah. And the daily, it's, yes, indicator getting bullish, but it's not on the chart candlestick. You're not seeing anything. And I was about to lose some money on, I think it was last Friday. It starts jumping here, 508, then went 511. I thought, oh my God, this is gonna maybe jump or go to 520 or 5, starts being a start of the bull run for Netflix. But unfortunately, because the weekly was, bearish, it failed. It went all the way to 511 and failed, pulled back into the close, and boom, went all the way back down, next couple of days to 584, 484. So you want to always pay attention to all time frame. Anyway, let's go to BABA, my favorite. So BABA, a statistic fast got a golden cross here. The TTM squeeze, it's giving some hope that it's about to jump up. It's about to turn from red to yellow at least. And the most beautiful I love here is the TTM squeeze here. So when you see a name, the TTM squeeze turning, this applies to any time frame. And TTM squeeze, when you see yellow, is from red goes to yellow, and the bars keep rising. You see the significant difference between the bars, and then anytime soon, in next couple days, these yellow bars is going to turn to blue like this one, and then that's the time that any day it can be a huge bull run day. Last week we got a jump on BABA here, and it pulled back a little bit, and right now it's just hanging there. But any news or anything, it has a good setup. I mean, the 4-hour is kind of ready to give a golden cross. 1 hour it looks bullish, so I'm hoping giving maybe a Monday gap up. We'll see. And about targets, if it goes, last time it pulled back from 125. So if it does pass 125, this is a kind of a guaranteed 233, and then after that maybe we get 250. So anyway, let's go to Shop. Shop had a crazy run last 2-3 weeks. Now it's just in consolidation mode, and this kind of situation, what the best to do is put alert. So for example, you can see here Shop. So Shop here on the daily, yes, here. So it went to 1280. So you just put an alert here, see when it passes. And here it pulled back a little bit. The 4-hour already got it. So here, for example, Shop. Look here, the daily got a golden cross here. The weekly gave us some hope, and the TTM squeeze gave 2 yellow bar. And then this kind of situation again. Here, look, 4-hour golden cross. You hold it, you hold it, you hold it until you see a sign of dead cross. Dead cross, get out, done. So these are best strategy for swinging, but remember, never, always manage position, always manage the risk, never go all in. You never put all your eggs in one basket. You never know which trade is gonna fail, which trade is gonna work. So that's really important thing on the side. You have to pay attention to it. So anyway, Shop, and then we go to Netflix. I went over Netflix. FB, it's really interesting. It made a new all-time high and then pulled back, and now it's staying in the range. So it's not running. It's exactly like indexes. Indexes are making a new all-time high, but it's not running. It's not a run all-time. Sometimes we have an all-time high, it goes jump and pull back. Like for example, AMC. Look, it went up and pulled back. So imagine this is the market. Like you go touch the top and then pull back, like become bearish. And then sometimes you have an all-time high, and not only you make a new all-time high, you start running. You make a new day, every day you make a new all-time high, like back in 2020. Or every week, I say, better say. But sometimes like this is just a very soft all-time high, but at the same time it just needs some push to go. But my target is 338 and maximum 347, which I'm sure if the market stays bullish and gets some push, volumes are a little bit still on the rise. It's not crazy big, but it's possible 347 comes on Facebook. That's my maximum target for now. After that, well, 400 and 500 in the future, maybe, you never know. So yeah, Facebook is collaborating with a lot of bigger other big techs. Like I give you example, like when I shop on Amazon, I see the advertising on Facebook, and that's crazy. I did create ad on Facebook and Instagram. On Instagram, I mean, I see the ad on Instagram, and I created ad myself. I know how hard it is to create an ad. You have to create an ad, pay the text, put everything, make payment on everything. It's not easy. So that means Facebook is giving like a backdoor to Amazon. Like anytime same customers search something in Amazon, show the advertising on Facebook. So anyway, they're doing a lot of things together. And Facebook, I'm sure, is gonna go higher. Anyway, let's go to Tesla, everybody's favorite. Just before that, shop. Want to show you something else on shop. I forgot to tell you. About shop, you notice here on the monthly chart, you got a TTM squeeze here for dark blue. So it means it's losing its strength as a bull name. So, but still, it's possible to make an all-time high, but it's not gonna have this crazy bull run. So anyway, just forgot to tell you that. We go back to Tesla, everybody's favorite. About Tesla, still weekly is pointing down. That's why Dr. Berry is probably shorting it, and everybody's hoping that this goes to 400. I mean, I know I talked to some bearish people about Tesla, and they were targeting 400, which is not impossible, because I have a theory in the stock market, that every name has to play every single cent, which means, like, for example, you have a name that it's 100, goes to 120, goes up, and then suddenly, like, from 150 gaps up to 200, and it starts running, I don't know, as whatever long it wants, like 2, 3, 400, 500, and then when it pulls back, it has to go play those gap that fill. So for example, let me show you Zoom. Zoom, it starts gapping up from it did a big gap up after its earning on 338. Let me find it here. Yeah, here you can see here it was 320. It gapped up big. Next day went to 400 something and never came back until recently. And it filled the gap. You can see here. Okay, so you had the alert here, 325. It came below 325 here, and that was the time, 325, that you should have paid attention to it to see if getting ready for a, because the TTM squeeze on the weekly was showing bullish here, but you should have waited for the right moment to get in, and the best moment was below 300. You can see here, like, it went below 300 and didn't stay there long. Boom, jump back up. But I'm not playing Zoom anymore because we're not in the virus area anymore. So anyway, just an example as a chart. So back going to Tesla. What I wanted to say is Tesla, when it passed the previous level of this level, you can see here it had a big gap up. So at this point, it starts running crazy after 400. So people want to see that fill the gap. And you can see here, before we had a big base, not a huge, but a little bit for a while. We had a base here between like 380 and 460. And the maximum, is 324, which is the 1500 target that people had before. So people do want to see that. I know there is lots of Tesla lover out there, but be careful, because right now this kind of fight, and if Bitcoin falls more, it's gonna be a problem for Tesla, which is bearish on Bitcoin right now. Anyway, going here, weekly is still not showing that much strength. It's trying to break out every days, but and even it's very interesting. Like on Friday, if it was a normal situation, on Friday that they said, okay, China production get halved, and I was expecting next day have a big drop, and it did open at the bottom but jump back up. So there is a fight between bears and lovers of Tesla. What happened is right now we have the levels of 575 as a base, and then 620 here. So the levels you can see here. You can pause the video later and write it down if you like, or I can post it if you want. So it goes, but I think if it passes 550, 547, it's possible to come fast to 519 and 500, and if it cannot hold it, it's possible to come to 400. But right now it doesn't give a clear signal where it's going. It's a day trade name right now, to be honest. It's not something you want to swing because it's news driven, and it's possible next day goes a couple percent up, next day be flat. And if you play Tesla, you know how options are less, the IVs are much lower, and the algos kill the premiums very fast, especially if you have near expiration, if you are a couple days ahead. So yeah, and also, for example, on a day like Friday when it jumps, the premiums goes crazy up because they're significantly low. Anyway, it's that there is one thing I learned in stock market: don't marry any name. There is always lot other opportunities. There is always other names that running. Once a name is not helping out, not working out, just move on the other names, catch other opportunities. There is no just don't stick to one name all the time. That's my advice. Anyway, Microsoft, nothing special happening. I'm just watching. I haven't played a long time, so yeah, there is nothing. Let me show you on the long term. On the long term, Microsoft, yeah, I mean, it's still monthly is still not giving a golden cross here, and the weekly we got a dead cross, which is not good. But previously we got a dead cross too, but nothing especially happened, so it was a soft one. And so yeah, Microsoft is just very low volatility there. Next one we go Google. Google is really interesting. Google, this is the second earning season that had a jump, and a lot of people right now, I think it passed, yeah, it Google actually passed market cap of Amazon, and that's something crazy, that's something big. As you notice here, just look at this monthly. Remember when I showed you shop, look how the monthly was. So see how big was the run. Just come right now, then put that to Google. So you don't know when it's gonna be the top, but at least I told you, like weekly until you get it golden dead cross. That's that's where it's the top. But and also you can play based on targets. So yeah, so you can see here it's creating a base. If it right now it's kind of making a U here. So if it passed this right now, it's about actually, yeah, you want to pay attention to Amazon, Google, because the all-time high was 2431 and it's 2400, so it's 31 points away from all-time high. So if the market be a strong and bullish next week, Google can be a runner, and we're looking at if it passes 31, 65 is guarantee, and then we go to 2500. So 2500 calls for next week can be a great lotto play. If it happens, you get 34. I don't know how. Let me actually check how much it is. 2500 option Google 2500. Wow, they're less than $1. That's crazy. They're $2 right now. Yeah, if that runs, maybe we get 20. Google definitely needs to buy. If it's gonna be bullish on Monday, it's definitely a buy. So anyway, let me just put it in this situation. You want to put an alert and pay attention to the market open. So when market, if pre-market is a bullish setup, so right at open you want to buy it, and we'll see how it goes from there. Anyway, let's move on from Google. Let's go to a Square. A Square was very interesting. That day, a couple days, 2 weeks ago or last week was it? they announced that they're gonna do a checking account and business for customers, so it starts running from there. And I was expecting, they said they're gonna have a wallet, um, what do you call it, crypto wallet for Bitcoin and stuff, but it pulled back very hard. Like it went up to 2018 and didn't, sustain it, and after hours didn't go up. So it's under watch. It's possible to go up, but I was surprised actually didn't continue, because it was already up. But we'll see. Weekly looks great. The TTM is squeezed. The MACD has a potential, so you want to pay attention here to SQ. Daily gets golden cross. So for example, this is what I do. I come to SQ and I put an alert on the I'm sorry, on the 4 hour I want to put an alert. So on the 4 hour I put an alert on the MACD that when I get a golden cross, you see here, this is actually trading view. I have the professional, it's like a couple $100 here. You can put alert MACD and then again MACD signal and then create. So this way, when a golden cross happens, you right away you will get a signal, and that's when, because the daily is up, the weekly soon is gonna be good, because the statistic fast and slow both giving a golden cross. So as soon as we get a 4 hour, whenever we get, that's where it's gonna run and maybe goes to all-time high. You never know. So SPY, everybody's favorite. I take a drink 1 second. SPY again, it's just, I hated it that they made a very soft all-time high. It's still I don't like the weekly. I think, and in general, psychologically, Wall Street boys, they don't want to be left behind, and as I can say, whenever market makes all-time high, or any name makes all-time high, everybody jumps by calls. They say, okay, it's gonna run from here more higher, blah blah blah. But Friday we didn't see that much volume. Like let me show you here. Trading. I have something cheddar. I use cheddar flow to for getting the option flows, and yesterday was just too low. Like I mean, okay, 1 million is okay. At the middle end of the day, maybe got better, but if you look at the SPY, we got like only like, okay, we got 20. That's normal again. So end of the day, maybe something comes in. So call and puts is not bad, but it's nothing crazy. And you look at the orders, you don't see that much, big orders. Or even SPX, we got only 2 big orders here, but that's nothing significantly, nothing crazy. So what everybody's like probably hanging there. They don't know if it's gonna be a soft touch and pull back, or if it's gonna, because we had that. We want to pay attention to SPY. What happened was, look here, we had it here on the May 7th. We made a soft new all-time high, and then next 2-3 days, look what happened. It came all the way to 404. But here it had a little bit a bearish setup. That's the difference between now. Right now, it's a little bit better bullish setup. So it's in the middle. It's bulls versus bears. What I personally, what I believe is, on the Democrat market is going to be much slower, lower volatility, and more consolidation, rather than how it was in Trump, like crazy runs and stuff. So anyway, let's go back to the next thing. SPY target wise, we're looking at 423. That's my target. It's been a long time, but didn't reach it. And after that, if it starts running, we're looking at 436 and maximum 449, 450. Round numbers favored Wall Street. After that, I have to draw new levels. Let's go to QQ, and the highest it was 342. The tech's been lagging for last couple of weeks, actually. Yeah, so you can see here on the daily. Let me look here in QQ. So QQ, you can see here since February they didn't do much. Yes, of course we did all the time day trade between in and out and all this kind of stuff, but in terms of continuous run like here, or like being in a bull market or bear market, it's just creating a base kind of. So in this kind of situation you always want to, that's what I do. I just find the bottom of the base like here, and I put the alert if it crosses, and on top for any name I do this. And TradingView, the most interesting thing is you can have up to 400 alerts on indicators, on alert, all kind of things. So yeah, so let's go to Bidu. Bidu is getting a little bit of strength. Okay, forget about these names. Roku, Boeing, nothing interesting. AMC, I talked about it. Twitter, MDB was very interesting. MDB, you want to pay attention to it. The 4 hour got a golden cross. It had a crazy, not a crazy, but interesting close. It actually had a crazy lotto play if somebody grabbed it, because it touched. It was very interesting. It touched. It went all the way to 315, and it went down, and end of the day, boom, jumped up again. In this kind of situation, let me fix this one. Okay. Okay, in this kind of situation, you want to have an alert, like on 5min when you get a golden cross. Here, look. End of the day, you got a golden cross on 5min. You got a golden cross on 15min. The 30min was not that so great, but it gave the first bar, boom. It's just jumped from 300 to 320. So MDB should be on the watch, because the weekly, look at here. You got a yellow bar, and the daily is already up. The 4 hour is up. So this, if it's runs 367, we're looking to come. Definitely. So best thing to do, you can put alerts on Thinkorswim too. So for example, in this situation, I just put alert for, let's say, if we can get 320. Okay. BBIG, I saw in news that it's getting added to the RUT, so that's something very interesting. But at the same time, it's just a little bit crazy name. It's super low market capital, but people playing it, so make money whatever way you can. So it's known to have a crazy move and pull back. Just let you know, you should know this. I played it one time, it was not bad, but it's known. Look here, one time here, big jump, pull back. Here, big jump, pull back. And how many times? Here, it's kind of doing it the same, but we'll see. The volume is just crazy this time. So, and I see some starting. I see it starting having some lovers. It's really important when a stock is starting having lovers. That means they're gonna hold. That means they're not gonna sell. That's what happened to AMC. So here you can see that the volumes are coming. There's people who are buying it and they're holding no matter what happens to it. And that's when the run starts continuing, and it's not gonna pull back like this again. But anyway, it's a very low market cap, not too much interested for me unless I play small, and it does look very squeezy. As I said, the 4 hour is still upward. It doesn't matter, it went to 524 and pulled back, but it does have a chance. It goes maybe to 10, you never know. Looking at levels, 513, 637, I think I posted 761, and 1163 was the max that it went. And in this kind of situation, if it's gonna go for a new all-time high after that, you're looking at 18. I'm not familiar with this stock. I don't know what they do exactly. I'm just talking technical. UPST was very interesting. They did went above 165.66 on Friday, and they made a new all-time high, but they failed to stay above it. But you still want to pay attention to it. It still looks bullish. There's a possibility that it runs, so you want to keep it under watch. I'm gonna put an alert on that. 166. So Doku got an upgrade on Friday, and it had an interesting run. It jumped in the morning, and you can see here how the run continues. In this situation, when you see something get upgraded, and it's better to buy like a 1 to 3 weeks out long options, because it's very bullish. Look at the 4 hour, look at the 30, and then you wanted to get like, I bought it and I sold it, but you wanted to buy it until the 15 turns from the light blue to dark blue, but at the same time you want to put an alert, maybe it goes run higher. So it depends what time frame play, what's your strategy. You want to play swing, you want to day trade. But here you can see that it got a golden cross and it starts running to 234, but it didn't run compared to what it did in the morning, but was still not bad. RKT, nothing interesting there. It had a jump again because it's latest squeeze, it might be fail, and you already got a 4 hour dead cross. So RKT, let me remove it from my list. Snow, Snow is about to have a weekly golden cross. That's really important. Why? Because when a name want to have a golden cross, and this is actually, yeah, this is the first time candle we have golden cross. It actually has here, I think the yeah, it already has. Okay, so yeah, it's having a golden cross here. So if it's gonna be running, maybe when it weekly happens, the run can continue for a pretty long time. And right now, the best thing to do for a snow is to put an alert on the 4 hour MACD. When that happens, you know that the run is the beginning of it. So yeah, right now the weekly is about to get a golden cross, the daily is up. So if this 4 hour golden crosses and it passes like 248 or 250, boom, we go to 280, 300, and maybe 330. So anyway, let's go to Futu. Futu is just, it's a very, very volatile name. But anyway, it's just crazy name. Beep, NVAX. was a crazy run on Monday. I missed it. Well, we're looking at 29. It passed here, and then you can see here that it gave a gold dead cross. That was the time, even if you haven't sold it, to get out. But it was just, these are late names in this squeeze. Envy is the same. Went up all the way to 23. And I bought it even myself too, but it was, I get out because it wasn't you want to always pay attention to volume. Look here how the volume went. On top of the indicators, all news and everything, the most important thing is volume. Note here that the volume, when it goes up, but here it starts declining. Okay, it starts declining here. It went up again. So these are the late players. They come in, and here is this volume declines and it starts pulling back. Let's say you're still holding, but when you're holding and this volume is pulling back, you better get out sooner than later. You see? So and yeah. So anyway, we'll go to the names you guys asked. If I did miss anything, okay, Apple, I went over it. Tesla, NNOX. Okay, NNOX was very interesting. The all-time high was 20.26, but then what happened is it touched 1905. It came below it, below the IPO price, and it pulled back hard and it joined the squeeze run. And right now it's a very volatile name. One day it can be $5 up, $5 down. Not too much familiar with the company, but technical wise, the daily looks great. The 4 hour is giving a little bit weakness, but we're looking at 31 to get target. If it gets there, then it can be a beginning of a start of a run. Neo has a lot of lovers too. Let's see. Neo weekly is about to have a golden cross. Let me show you actually Neo. Neo was very interesting. In I think it was November or October. Neo gave a weekly dead cross here on February. Okay, so that was the time to get out, because that's, it's it's better you sell at 60 and come back buy at 30, right? That's what I think. So anyway, the daily is starting. The weekly is TTM squeeze, giving hope. The yellow bar and the statistic fast and the slow, both they're giving a sign of starting of a run. And you're looking at levels. Neo. So we're looking at least get to 45, and I'm sure a lot of people have a target of 45, or maybe 50 for rounding up. But if it gets above that, then it can start running higher and higher. If I want to give my target, I'm looking at 91.81. So then the Nvidia cost somebody asked. If you have any question, type in the chat at the end. I'm gonna go over them. Cost is really interesting. Is near all-time high. I have a target of 396, and as usual 400 round number. And right now the TTM squeeze giving a light blue. It's about to have a golden cross, 4 hours upward. So it's possible 400 comes, but it's on the edge. You're not having that much gain left. 387, okay, to 400. Just not that much going. But yeah, so that's pretty much what it costs. Telray, okay, everybody's new squeeze. Telray. Telray again, same. I said, right now squeeze season is failing for the last 2 days because of AMC pulling back, because it was a front runner. So AMC needs to run so others can join. If AMC, if right now they can see that AMC pullback cause others that join late to pull back too, and you can see you get a 4-hour golden cross. Yes, the weekly is about to get bullish here. The daily is good. Definitely, if you want to play these kind of names, buy a lot of time and don't play short term. If you play short term, lock your gain faster sooner than later, because you never know when it's gonna have a pullback like 4 points here like this. Okay. And also remember, you can, if you like to play, you can lock your profit and use fraction of profit. Let's say like 30%, 1/3, or half, whatever percentage you like, to roll up to the higher strikes. In this case, even if it goes to 0, you're still net positive. So Roku, I didn't go with Roku. Roku, just crazy. It went up here, gave a false, fake breakout and run and stuff, but then it pulled back. Yes, we do have TTM squeeze bars, but remember we have MACD bars too. MACD bars sometimes gives a earlier sign than TTM squeeze. So anyway, you can see here the MACD bars start giving the dark green, and it starts pulling back, especially on this day that it went touch up and pulled back. Whenever a name, this is called a reverse hammer. A reverse hammer, it's just a candle that means that this is the top. So yeah, Google reverse hammer, hammer candlestick, what it is. You will see, you will learn a lot of things from it. PLTR, yeah. So just Roku is just right now. Weekly is down, 4 hours is down, daily is about to get dead cross, so it's possible maybe pull back to 313. PLTR. Daily is a little bit, it's getting, weekly is getting bullish, daily is already up, 4 hour. If it gets a golden cross, then we're looking interesting. That needs alert. PLTR. So yeah, you can see here the 4 hour got a golden cross here. It failed a little bit, but then it stayed valid, and boom, look, from under 20 went all the way to 25. So yeah, for these kind of names, what you can do, like when it makes a top and gives a dead cross on 4 hour, you just remove it from your watch list, put the alert, and go away until the alert is triggered. That's it. Very simple. So we go to the next one. Shop, I went over AMC. QS. Any symbol I left and you have question about it, post it in chat. QS, it's a new name, so it doesn't have that much on weekly or stuff. Weekly is about not that bad. Daily is upward, 4 hours getting golden cross. Actually, QS was very interesting. That day, when was it? On 6/2, June 2nd, it gave a crazy run. And I personally thought, it's going to continue running higher. But unfortunately, not much did. So right now in this situation, right now it's 4 hours soft touching, which is possible to touch and pull back higher. So you want to keep it on their watch. If the 1 hour gives a golden cross, target is 30, 32 and 38. Here's AMC. I went over Zillow. I think Zillow I should, right? Zillow. Yeah, Zillow right now HD is pulling back, so it went from 345, pulled back a little bit down. The weekly is about getting dead cross. Daily is already the dead cross, and if we get an HD dead cross, this can pull back all the way to 300 and 286. It can be a great low to play 300p, like 1 month, 2 months out. I think if they start lifting that, the mortgage payment, that if they lift it up, a lot of people, a lot of houses gonna come to the market for sale. And right now it kind of looks like reaching the real estate. I don't know, I'm not a real estate expert, but that's my personal thought. So Zillow, same thing. You note here it gave a dead cross on the March, and it's pulling back. That means something's going on. So yeah, it doesn't look that much interesting actually. So SPY, okay, Jamia, okay. Jamia is just a very, very wild name. You just want to buy at the bottom, hold. It's like cryptocurrency, buy at the bottom, sell at the top. So yeah, this one gave, okay, this is actually really a good example for hammer candlestick. Jamia. Look at here, this daily chart here, this weekly candle. This is just a perfect hammer candlestick. It came down here from the bottom. Buyers came in, jumped in, and bought. It went all the way to 24. Even you missed it, you could have bought it next day at a couple of higher price. But in this situation, it definitely gonna soon have a daily golden cross and jump from 24. Look, you went to 30. That's like 6%, 60% gain, right? No, I'm sorry, $6. So that's, yeah. It's early morning. My math isn't working right now. So yeah, we go from Jimia. Is weekly is good. The daily looks great. The 4 hour gave a golden dead cross, so it was time actually to lock profit. To be honest, it doesn't look that good to hold now, or maybe a better entry next one. In this situation, the daily is still up. The weekly is about to get a golden cross, so best thing to do is again put the alert on the 4 hour MACD whenever it happens. Can happen never, or like 1 month later, or maybe 2-3 weeks out later. And actually, this is something interesting. I learned from one of the technical guy in TradingView. What you do is you come on the MACD, you put the condition MACD crossing, and then you put signal, and this way when a golden cross like this happen, it will send you a signal. And I think TradingView has a 15 minutes delay for regular, if you have the regular kind of account. So I pay $2 a month for NYSE and NASDAQ real time. So $2 per month for each. And Jimia, what else? TTD, the last one, already 1 hour, right? TTD. Okay, TTD split is coming on June 14. So nothing interesting, to be honest. Daily is a little bit getting bullish here, but on the candlestick on the chart doesn't show anything. Remember, indicators can show bullish or something, but that doesn't mean like this. Yes, you say oh, this is bullish, but look at the candle. There's nothing bullish here. This means like a slowdown or consolidation in this situation, because the longer term weekly is pointing down. And yeah, it came down. It touched the level 5 below 510. Went below 510 and pulled back up, but it's staying in the range. So looking at the TTD, the weekly, if it gets a golden cross, right now daily is not bad. Oh, the monthly is dead cross. That doesn't look good. And yeah, TTD is not like Tesla or Apple say, oh wow, it's gonna split or something. But you want to pay attention to it in this kind of situation. Just put the alert above 600. That's it. Nothing interesting. Okay, let me go over your chats. Just look and give me a Elux. What is Elux? I never heard about Elux. Okay, Elux TTMSQ is not bad. The weekly Elux. That's an interesting chart. Oh, what? Wow, this was crazy. This is crazy cheap now. It was 10,000 back in 2001, and then went all the way down to $1. And now, let me see the market cap. The market cap of Elux is it doesn't even have Elux. Okay, Elux is 152. So okay, in this situation, it's 152 million. Might be a target of Wall Street bets. Elux. Short float is 7%. If it was 20 above, I would be interested. But yeah, this Elux right now is not having a bad volume. So weekly, let me fix this one. Fix. You don't want. It's just lotto play, you know. It's getting maybe a squeeze because it's choose the squeeze season. You want to pay attention to it. So right now we put an alert 226, pass up. We'll get to it. What else? Okay, plug. Let me see plug. Plug. You don't want to short plug because we are still in the electric vehicle season. It's not over yet, and you can see the weekly. Yes, it came way down, and it's just getting near each other, but it's not giving a dead cross yet. And right now here on the weekly, we're about maybe next couple of weeks get a golden cross. So don't short something innovation that's something that people are using. It might get overvalued here, but right now you see the hammer candlestick here. It doesn't look short to do. Thank you, Santa Claus. Okay, let's make this. Okay, okay. I don't post my trades because it's too much stress. Maybe later. Um, yeah, I have a course that I teach how to use indicators, which I mentioned many of the tricks today, but mostly I show how to play with indicator and how to draw Fibonacci to find the levels. It's available for sale for $100. You can email me or at sayyedllc@gmail.com, or you can also send me a message on Twitter. Okay, thank you guys. 1 hour. Have a great weekend. Rest